Hey, what's up? Will Turbot, Demand the Truth. First video of my 2 videos a day. Thanks, Josh Friedman. Got some feedback today from somebody that said, let's be a little more precise on these videos. Sometimes you get off the rants and topics, and sometimes, you know what, quite frankly, the public's attention span isn't super long, and neither is mine. So let's just jump right into it. And I want to talk about perspective. People always ask me, hey, how are you doing? And I say, well, half the world lives off $2 a day, so I'm doing pretty damn good. And we never really stop and think about that because $2 a day, half of the world, we have almost 7 billion people on this planet, and half of the world live off $2 a day. That's terrible. Most of us, our morning coffee is more than that. Most people in the world, they live below poverty. Even the people here in the United States that live in poverty live in nothing compared to what the rest of the world goes through. And I always hear people, oh, I'm messed up, or oh, today sucks, or I'm dealing with bad people, or everything sucks. No, it really doesn't. It really all depends on your perspective. Several years ago, and this is not the first time, but the first time I had my encounter with kidney stones, I was sitting there on a bed, and I was holding my urine for 15, 16 hours because, sorry to be graphic, but it hurt so much and I pissed blood everywhere. I had to put a stent in my urinary tract, and I would hold going off to the bathroom for like 15, 16 hours at a time because I would pee uncontrollably all over the place, and it would burn, it would hurt, and I had blood coming out. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So I was sitting there thinking, damn, my life sucks. Like, wow, why God, why me? Why would you put me through this? What have I ever done? But then I was sitting there, and anybody that knows me knows I don't like John McCain politically. I don't wish him any harm. He's already dead. Rest in peace. But I've never liked John McCain politically. But I sat there, and this is when I was really young. I hadn't even woke up into things. Watched a documentary about John McCain, and I found out that he was shot down in Vietnam over enemy territory. Crashed in the water, broke like his pelvis, his clavicle, punctured his ribs, and his lungs, and then he was just floating in the water, and then the whole town swam out to him and dragged him and beat the shit out of him and dragged him to a torture complex and solitary confinement where he stayed for 7 or 8 years. Ever since that day, I've had a good day because I'm not in a torture camp, Like I said at the beginning, half the world lives off $2 a day. Any day that you're above ground and breathing, it's a good day. And what I realized too is part of the reason that I fight so hard is because I had a conversation the other day with my boy Kat. He's a hacker out in South Africa. And I was like, he's telling me about all the terrible stuff that he has to go through and him finding work and how much money he makes a week or a month. I'm like, ugh. So I was like, hey, dude, I was video chatting with him. I was like, how much would it cost for you to get a visa to come to the United States? Because you'd have more opportunities here. I could even get you a bad job here. It's going to be better than what you're doing over here. And he was like, oh, it costs like 2,000 rand. And I was like, well, how much is that? I went and did the online conversion. It only cost $160 for him to get a visa. It costs more for him to, get a flight over here, a one-way flight, but that's not that bad. $160. Most people watching or listening to this, they have that, and I know I'm guilty of it. I have sneakers that cost more than $160. I know girls got purses that cost more than that. People have outfits. People have gone out to eat, and it's cost more than that. Think about that. And that really should put things in perspective. This guy only needs $160 to come over to the USA. There's other hoops he's going to have to jump through too, but that should really put things in perspective. And the last thing I'll say here is I want to make these a little more short and sweet, but people in other countries, they're counting on us. Like I said, the poor in this country are wealthy compared to people in other countries, and they are counting on us. With a cell phone, I don't have anything. I'm poor in this country, but I have a cell phone, and that's all it takes. These people in other countries, they don't even have the freedom to speak out. They can be killed for just speaking out. America is one of the love it, hate it, think it's great, think it never was great. Say what you want about America, but we have free speech here. And it's one of the last places that people have to speak out. People have won in other countries. They don't have freedom of speech. They don't have weapons to defend themselves. They'll get killed if they speak out. Go to China right now. Go to Saudi Arabia and start talking about the government. See what happens. So, long story short, we've got people from all over the world counting on us. Their very lives are counting on us because they don't have the ability to speak out. And it's like the old quote, oh, first they came for the Catholics, so I didn't say anything because I wasn't Catholic. Then they came for the blacks, I didn't say anything because I wasn't black. Then they came for the Jews, I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew. And when they came for me, there was nobody else just left to speak out. So the people that want to speak out have been silenced, and they are silenced. The only people left to do something about it, it's you and I. And if we don't do something about it, evil men will continue, and women will continue their agenda unscathed. So I just wanted you guys to think about perspective and realize if you're going through something bad, it's not too bad. You could be sleeping in a rickshaw in monsoon temperatures. I mean, that happens. That's a real thing. So anyways, guys, just try to keep the glass half full, because remember, it can always be worse. And realize that people in other countries, and even in this country and around the world, and innocent children, they're counting on you. And if we don't get this awareness spread to the highest level, then nothing is going to change. I will be back, hopefully, God willing, to file another report later. Thank you. God bless.